previous hammer-throwing Olympian himself, he's the voice of the Paralympic World Championships, and since 1990 he has commentated on almost every major athletics meeting for the BBC. Tonight he will be your guide to the 2016 Paralympic Heritage Flame Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to hand you over to your host for this evening, Mr. Paul Dickinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you to the 2016 Paralympic Heritage Flame Ceremony. Following the success of the London 2012 Paralympic Games, in 2013, the International Paralympic Committee agreed that for all future Paralympic Games, a specially created Heritage Flame would be ignited here at Stoke Mandeville to ensure that the world never forgot the role it played in creating one of the world's biggest and most inspirational of all sporting events. The very first Heritage Flame was ignited for the 2014 Sochi Winter Paralympics. And tonight you'll witness the 2016 Paralympic Heritage Flame Ceremony just 5 days before the opening of the 15th Paralympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. Channel 4, who are with us tonight, are also gearing up to cover the action in Rio, and they're proud to present their Not Your Standard trailer for the 2016 Paralympic Games entitled Yes, I Can.
Yes, I can, suddenly, yes, I can. Gee, I'm afraid to go on as turned into, yes, I can. Take a look, what do you see? 133 pounds of confidence. Got the feeling I can do anything, yes, I can. Something that sings in my blood is telling me, yes, I can. Today I can go all the way, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Hey, yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Are you ready? I can climb Everest. Yes, I can. I can fight here all night and never rest. Yes, I can. I was just born today. I can go all the way. Yes.
Bradley Hemmings, the co-artistic director of the London 2012 Paralympic opening ceremony, has created tonight's ceremony. It features a cast of volunteer performers, many of whom are locals and proud to be representing the spiritual birthplace of the Paralympic movement, alongside our professional cast and two world-famous Paralympians. Tonight's ceremony will not only be broadcast by Channel 4, but the highlights will also be shown in the Rio Olympic Stadium on the 7th of September as part of the opening ceremony to the 2016 Paralympic Games. So the Stoke Mandeville story, symbolised by the flame that will be lit later on this evening, will be connecting with audiences in this country and across the world. The Rio Paralympic Torch Relay is currently crossing 5 cities in Brazil and here at Stoke Mandeville. You can take part in that tonight by tweeting your pictures and messages of support directly to Brazil using #ParalympicFlame. Tonight we celebrate the proud heritage of the Paralympic movement, but first let's remind ourselves on how this all began. I Am the Flame is a film written and directed by Mike Christie, with music by Dan Jones and narrated by Sir Ian McKellen. It tells the story of why we're all here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I Am the Flame.
Flame that burned bright all day, all night in London. Incredible athletes, human spirit, their triumph. The whole world could not fail to see their fire. I am the flame. And now I am waiting, here in the dark, this hallowed ground, this great place. Here where inspiration fired like a spark in one man's mind, Ludwig Guttmann. Moved by one wasted life, he vowed to change everything. First, Ward X, 26 beds filled with the injured, broken spirits of war. Sport held the key. Restore their strength, restore their dignity. Did he know what this would become? His first competition, a summer day, 1948. 16 men and women, archery on these very lawns. The Stoke Mandeville Games were born. The moment became a movement. Year by year, new games, new sports. Team spirit running high, a real triumph of will and strength. But Guttmann wished for more. Other countries saw what had begun, and Guttmann wanted them. Come, 1952, between nations. First came the Dutch. Empty hospital wards, their temporary home. The volunteers of Aylesbury, their willing hosts. 1953, Canada. 1954, Australia, Egypt, Israel, Finland. 1956, yet more. That year and the next, 18 nations. Then 5 continents, all here to Stoke Mandeville for the Games. Then a new decade, a new era. Wheelchair athletes forklifted into planes. On to Rome, 1960, the International Stoke Mandeville Games. Cheering in awe, crowds saw the sports take their place. These extraordinary athletes, this endeavour, this competition, rightfully alongside the great Olympic Games. These glorious Italian summer days that would one day be known as the very first Paralympic Games. Games that now belonged to the world. But they will always look to England, Stoke Mandeville, forever their spiritual home. Did he know what this would become? am the flame. I am here and will always be here, waiting in the dark for the games to begin again. Bring me back to life, the light and fire of the Paralympic Games. Wherever the games may be, I begin my journey here. I am the flame, pouring blinding light on indomitable and pure spirit in motion. I light the games that transform human possibility and perceptions. I am the flame that protects diversity, equality, and rights. This movement enshrined in its very being, sport with no discrimination by politics, religion, economy, disability, nor gender, sexual orientation, nor race. I am the flame of freedom, friendship, and magnificent, extraordinary athletic feats, inspired by one man's respect and belief in the equality of every beautiful, precious, and sacred life. This fire formed from the very core of human endeavor. I am the flame. Now bring me back to life.
Ladies and gentlemen, would those who can please stand for the raising of the Paralympic flag? Ladies and gentlemen, would those who can remain standing for the Brazilian national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, to perform the British national anthem for the raising of the Union flag of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, please welcome soprano Victoria Oruwari and Deepa Shastri. Our first speaker tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a veteran of 3 Paralympic Games, 3 World and 5 European Championships, where he amassed a total of 43 medals. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the British Paralympic Association, Tim Reddish, OBE.
Sorry about that. Minor technical glitch. You're going to get me in stereo, so bear with me a second while I just do a little bit of jiggery pokery with the old computer. Sorry, like every good man needs a good woman to sort technical things out. Alright, she just told me she's not got her glasses with her. Anyway, I can do this blind. Anyway, here we go. Apologies for that, but like most things as a blind man, you sometimes rely on technology and it lets you down. First of all, I just want to say to everybody, it is a massive honour and privilege for me to be here. I've been so privileged and proud to be a Paralympian, and it's a great honour for us to be part of that great Paralympic movement. But what we have to remember is it starts somewhere. And for me, it's a massive privilege to be here to represent Paralympics GB, but also you, the fans and the people of our nation. The flame ceremony here will enable us. I've lost my place, I'll be back. There we go. The lighting of the flame, heritage flame, is special because it marks our unique role in the history of the movement, but also connects us with Rio and our athletes. Dr. Ludwig Goodman had a mission to use sport to enable injured servicemen and women to rehabilitate. But he wanted to instill that belief, not just then, but in the future, and how important it was. Little did he know what impact that would have. It enabled different people from different backgrounds to get on with their life using sport. The Paralympic movement has grown exponentially since those early days, as you heard earlier. We have more athletes, more sports, and we've included different impairments over the years. Paralympic Games host cities have a role to play, both on the field of play and also off the field of play. They need to support and will support Paralympic athletes, but also the community. London 2012 demonstrated that, as did Stoke Mandeville way back in those early days. It was a model to look to for the future. The Rio Paralympics GB team is our largest overseas team. They will be our most competitive, and it will be the most competitive games. They will be proud to represent our great country, the Paralympic movement. Alongside myself, they will be excited and they'll be privileged and proud to be part of tonight when they see the flame coming to Rio and how it contributes to the Rio flame in the cauldron. Paralympics GB understand the role that Great Britain and Northern Ireland has had within the Paralympic movement. Currently, and in the past, and in the future. Through sport, we can inspire a better world for disabled people. I am sure that the world's best Paralympians will demonstrate this at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed to Tim Reddish. And now, representing the host nation for the 2016 Paralympic Games, please welcome His Excellency Eduardo dos Santos, Ambassador of Brazil to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Good evening, dear Mr. Miguel Segarra from the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Tim Reddish, Chairman of the British Paralympic Association, members of the Buckinghamshire Legacy Board, members of the Arts Council England, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. The United Kingdom symbolically passes the Paralympic torch to Brazil. I feel honored to represent my country in this important ceremony of the Paralympic Heritage Flame. I pay tribute to the people from Stoke Mandeville who organized in 1948 the games that constitute the seed of the Paralympic movement. Brazil is very proud to host the 15th Paralympic Games, the first ever to take place in South America. And we are working hard to achieve good results inside and outside the playing field. The opening ceremony will be held on 7th of September, the very day we celebrate Brazil's independence. In London 2012, Brazil ranked 7th in medal table, our best performance in the Paralympic Games. This represents a significant evolution from our previous participations. This is a result of our efforts to develop Paralympic sports in our country, and in Rio 2016 we expect to perform even better. Most importantly, Brazil is putting great efforts in organizing marvelous Paralympic Games in the marvelous city of Rio de Janeiro. The more than 4,000 athletes from 176 countries competing in the Paralympics in Rio can expect a warm welcome from the Brazilian people, who are massively interested in the Games. The strong increase in the ticket sales in the last couple of weeks is emblematic of this interest. The competition venues are ready, and the stunning, successful Rio de Janeiro Olympics was just a sample of what to expect of the Paralympics. For those of you who are going to Rio in the following days and weeks, do not miss the opportunity to travel across the country. I believe there is no competitor against what Brazil has to offer: exuberant nature, beautiful beaches, and a diversified culture. For those who are not going to Rio, I would like to invite you to a celebration of the Paralympic and Olympic Games that the Embassy of Brazil is organizing at Trafalgar Square on the 10th of September, next Saturday. The festival, called Brazil Day, aims at bringing to London the atmosphere of Rio de Janeiro and the Olympic and Paralympic spirit. Attractions include Paralympic sports activities, Brazilian live music, and much more. I take this opportunity to express our best wishes to all athletes competing in Rio. especially to my fellow Brazilians, as well as to the entire Paralympics GB. Now I invite you all to watch a video prepared for this occasion about the Rio de Janeiro Paralympic Games. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much to Eduardo dos Santos. Our final speaker this evening is the governing board member for the International Paralympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome onto the stage Mr. Miguel Segarra.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the International Paralympic Committee, it is a great pleasure to be back here at Stoke Mandeville, the spiritual birthplace of the Paralympic movement. It is hard to believe that just 68 years ago, the seeds for the Paralympic Games, the seeds of diversity, were planted here by Sir Ludwig Guttmann. His vision to transform the lives of people with impairment through sport has since grown into something that today is widely regarded as the world's #1 event for driving social inclusion. The history and origins of the Paralympic movement must never be forgotten. That is why we are so pleased that Stoke Mandeville will once again stage a leg of the Paralympic torch relay, marking the past, present, and future of the Paralympic movement in this country. On Tuesday, the flame created here will be brought together virtually with flames from 5 Brazilian cities in Rio to create the Paralympic flame. This flame will act as a powerful uniting force, bringing together the world's best para-athletes for South America's first Paralympic Games. When the Games open in the iconic Maracanã Stadium on Wednesday night, they will be unrecognizable from the archery event that took place here in 1948 with 16 injured servicemen and women. Around 4,350 athletes from 161 countries, plus a first ever international Paralympic athletes team featuring 2 refugees, will compete in 528 medal events across 22 sports. Broadcasters from more than 100 countries will beam pictures to a record cumulative audience in excess of 4 billion people. This growing interest in the Games is quite simply down to the athletes. Their ever-improving performances not only continue to inspire and excite the world through sport, but change attitudes towards people with an impairment. 4 years ago, London 2012 led to seismic shifts in how people with an impairment are viewed in this country. I'm confident that the proud Paralympians of Rio 2016 will once again show how Goodman's foresight is not just transforming lives of those taking part in the Paralympics, but changing the attitudes of those who watch around the world. To finish, I would like to thank the Buckinghamshire Legacy Board, the British Paralympic Association, the National Paralympic Heritage Trust, Rio 2016, Spirit 2012, and all other partners for making tonight so special. Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening and enjoy the Games.
Thank you very much to Miguel Segarra. Tonight, we are now coming to the Heritage Flame ceremony itself, which is entitled The Seeds of Diversity. It has been inspired by the early history of the Paralympics, imagining that when in 1948, the first Stoke Mandeville Games were held on the lawns here. A seed was planted, which has subsequently gone on to be disseminated across the world. The Paralympic movement champions positive ideas about human diversity and potential, and the seeds of diversity used as seeds, plants, and a Paralympic garden to reflect these principles, evoking the world of 1948 when the first Stoke Mandeville Games were held here. The central structure is inspired by the early hospital wards, which were housed in shed-type buildings. The first ward at Stoke Mandeville was known as Ward X, which, as you can see, has been reimagined for tonight's ceremony. Tonight's performances also reunite many young people who worked on the London 2012 Paralympic opening ceremony and cultural Olympia, including visual artist Rachel Gadsden, choreographer Laura Jones from the Stopgap Dance Company, and performers from the Grey Eye Theatre Company, and of course, just as in 2011-2012, volunteers are at the heart, with a fantastic volunteer cast who has given up their time and worked so hard to create tonight's performance. Ladies and gentlemen, Seeds of Diversity.
men, waking in their beds. Race for the prize. Get up, get dressed, get into wheelchairs. Then onwards, onwards.
You've just seen Kelly Gallagher, Britain's first ever Winter Paralympics gold medalist, revealing the Stoke Mandeville Heritage Flame in the form of a flaming steed head in a golden wheelbarrow. Kelly is visually impaired and won her medal by hurtling down the ski slopes in Sochi at 100 kilometers an hour. And following this, at the climax of tonight's ceremony, lighting the Rio 2016 Paralympic torch was Dame Tanni Grey-Thompson, a true sporting legend and winner of no fewer than 11 Paralympic gold medals. Thanks very much to Victoria Arawari and Deepa Shastri and the cast of Seeds of Diversity.